Hey, my fluffy unicorns. This is Ayla, and I'm at my grandma's house with my cousin Cora, and we decided that we are going to be telling scary stories in the dark. And she is going to start, so let me over here.
Okay.
Start off with your scary story.
Okay. So, there's this girl. Her mom's at work. Her dad, don't know where he's at. He probably ran away or something. But it's bedtime, of course. She has a dog under her bed. And so she falls asleep. She wakes up because she hears dripping. She don't know what it is. She doesn't care what it is. So she goes,
It's her own bladder.
So she puts her hand down, lets her dog lick her hand, and so she goes back to bed.
You never told me she had a dog. This thing appeared out of nowhere.
I said that she had a dog. And then she woke up again because of the dripping noise. She put her hand down, let her dog lick her hand. She went back to sleep. Third time, she woke up. She was curious of the dripping sound because it was still going. She followed the dripping sound to the bathroom. The dog was hanging from the ceiling. His throat was slit. And on the mirror, in the dog's blood, said, "Humans lick too."
Your turn.
Okay, so this is actually from a channel that I like to watch and I would like to promote and give a shout out to, called Snarled. And they do a thing called Something Scary. And I want to tell you about something on their ghost guide. So there's this, huh? Well, of course you do. We're going back and forth. Oh, shh. They can't hear what you're saying at all when you're so close to the phone. Okay. So, this one. I wonder which one I should do. Oh, I should probably do this one. So, there was a woman and a ex-samurai who had lost his master. And they were living together, husband and wife. They were happy, and she was very beautiful. And he felt love towards another girl. Like a scumbag. So he decided that since he was already a murderer, he would try to kill his wife and their unborn child. And so what he decided to do, since he didn't want to leave any trace of murder or struggle, he decided he wanted to poison her. And so as she was drinking her tea, she noticed that she didn't feel very well. And then after about a day, her face started to droop, her hair started to fall out, and her eyes started to fill with blood. And he looked in the mirror, still trying to deceive her, and said, "It's okay, we'll get through this together." But he said it with a smirk. She still did not suspect. And so he was mad that she hadn't died yet, though their child had died in this process. He was mad that she hadn't died yet. And so he got a little angry. And he said in a harsh tone, "Let's go up to our favorite place," which was a cliffside that they had always gone to see the sunset in the morning. They went there, and she came there to feel relieved. And he thought that he would get rid of her. But that was far from the truth. As she pushed him off, he pushed her off the cliff, and she fell and died. And so he decided he wanted to marry this other girl that he liked. And he thought he saw the last of her. But he kept seeing her face everywhere he looked. Everywhere. And even on the wedding day, when he hadn't seen her face at all yet at that point, when his bride turned around and uncovered the veil, he saw his old wife. And so he chopped off his wife's head, his bride's head. And the original girl he was supposed to marry, her head rolled down the aisle. He was chased to the cliff by the villagers for murder of such a beautiful and kind girl. And he turned around. The villagers weren't going to push him off. The villagers hadn't got there yet before his previous wife pushed him off the cliff too. That's the end of my story. That was part of Ghost Guides, haha. I bet you're kind of glad that I watch a ghost story channel, huh?
Okay, before I tell my second story, well, the first one and this one are off an app that my uncle used to have. It's called Creepypasta. They're not that creepy. Unless you're a scaredy cat.
Hey, my favorite creepypasta, you know what my favorite creepypasta is? Pasta with little ghost pastries in them.
Okay.
Get it? Isn't that funny?
Okay, so I'm going to start my second scary story now. Okay, so...
It's going to be so scary.
Not so scary. So, there's this dad and his little girl.
And he's dead.
No.
It's a psychological horror story.
And on his phone, someone called. But the little girl was saying, "Daddy, please, don't pick up." But he picked up the phone anyway. And the guy who called him said a number, an address, and for an example, gas leak. The next day, at that address, and the number that he said, that many people have died because of a gas leak. So he broke his phone, burned it, and then there was another phone that wasn't hooked up, like the ones that you have to have connected to the wall, which was cut, like the cord was cut. The phone was ringing, and the dad went to go see who it was. The little girl said, "Daddy, please don't pick up." But he picked up anyway. Address, number, gunshot. So that address, that many people have been shot. Okay, so he burned that phone, broke it. Okay, and then somehow, I don't know how, but his daughter's toy phone started ringing. And he picked it up. And the little girl, before he answered the phone, the little girl said, "Daddy, please don't answer." And then it said his address, 2 people, and fire. Next day, there's a fire, his address, and them 2 died. The end.
Okay. I was thinking about what story I would do next, and I think that I want to do the story of the Whistling Man, which I also got from Snarled. By the way, I love your channel. Please subscribe to Snarled. So, the story of the Whistling Man. There was a mother and father that were very troubled because their son was very demanding. He got whatever he wanted, and they didn't know how to say no to him. And he would do some awful things to get what he wanted. And one day, him and his father walked out into the woods, and he ordered his father to go get me deer. His father came back in 3 hours and could not find a deer. So when his son told him to go back, he said, "I could not find one." His son stabbed him and killed him and carved out his organs and and brought it home and slapped it on the table in front of his mother and said, "Cook this." And she was skeptical. She said, "Where's your father?" He said, I can't remember what he said, but I think it was something like he went to go find
food.
Or wait, no. First she asked, "Where did you get this from?" And then he said, "Father." And then she asked, slowly and skeptically, "And where is your father?" And then he said, "In the woods." And she's like, "Why isn't he back or something?" And he said, "Because those entrails come from him." And his grandfather came over and he had had enough. And so he went outside, he tied that boy to a tree, and he whipped his back until it was sore. And it was bleeding like crazy. And then he put all of his dad's remains in a bag, and he forced him to carry it on his wounded back through the woods. And that boy died there, and he wanted revenge so bad. And now he whistles a tune through the woods, and he'll come into your house at night. And if you hear his whistles, and you're lucky enough to be a light sleeper, you'll be safe from the whistling man. But if you're a heavy sleeper and you don't hear it that night, you won't survive. Better hope you're a light sleeper.
I know I am. Okay. This story that I'm going to tell.
Well, I have to look around the room for a second, make sure there's nothing here. There's no whistling man in here or something. There's no monster. There's a closet, yeah. You want to go open it? I dare you. Triple dog dare. You're like, I don't believe in ghosts.
It won't fucking open.
You know why? A ghost is holding it closed.
If it was a ghost, I'd be dead by then.
No. It could be once you open it that it kills you. Or it could be that it disappears and it finds you later to kill you. You never know the rules of a ghost until you've already died by one.
Ghost take you.
Or you've heard the urban legend of one.
Or maybe Nana locked the door.
From the inside?
Probably.
Is it Narnia in here? There's another end to this? Okay.
Okay. First of all, ghost ain't real. Peeps. Okay, so
ghost ain't real. So you can't tell any stories, huh?
Who says I can't?
Look at that shadow behind you. The camera can't see it because there's light shining through the camera, but
it's probably my shadow.
It's your shadow, and it gets big. Wow. Can you see your shadow?
Yeah, I've seen it.
The camera can't see your shadow. You're a vampire.
Okay, so this is my last story. It's short.
Like you. No, I'm kidding. You're incredibly tall for your age.
I'm taller than you, and you're about to turn 17, and I'm only 12.
She's right. She's gonna be like a supermodel or like some kind of basketball monster when she grows up. She's gonna be like 11 foot something.
I am not. First of all, I will be playing softball. Second of all, I will not be a model because I don't like wearing dresses and skirts. And
she's blowing because of her because she's thinking of how her face would look in the makeup on stage and how her legs would look all bent.
Okay. So it's off an anime I used to watch.
Anime? We're done here. Let's go watch it.
Well, if you guys want to watch the anime, it's called Maid-sama.
Maid-sama! That's not how you pronounce it. It's Maid-sama, and I've watched it before. I do know that it is.
Don't give a fuck.
Okay, kids, don't
A
say
what?
that at home.
You're 12!
Okay, kids, don't say that at home.
You just demonetized my channel. If I made money off of this, I'd be screwed. Then again, I'm not Jacksepticeye.
Okay, but this is my last story.
Which also subscribe to Jacksepticeye, subscribe to Markiplier. They're my 2 favorite YouTubers.
Okay.
I'm gonna break those fingers. I'm gonna break those fingers.
Pop them. Okay.
I'm gonna break them worse than I cut my own thumb open by accident.
Okay. Back to... Gonna start my
Ooh,
story.
maybe the horror story should be me showing off my thumb wound. A lot of people would be scared by that.
I want it. Okay.
No, they would. A lot of people would. A lot of people hate gore. You think we should?
First, let me do my story.
Gonna
Okay.
see it, guys. Gonna see it.
Okay. So, there's these 2 lovebirds.
Oh my god. Are you 5? No, you're only like 5 more years older than that.
And so, the man, they were on a cliff. They were at a beach having a vacation. The man, they went on top of the little mountain.
It's like one of those stories where he tricks her into thinking they were gonna do it inside.
Yeah.
Literally? How did I guess?
So, what she just said, they were going to do a double suicide. They were going to jump off, drown to death. But when they went to go jump off, the man backed up and the girl fell to her death. And so the man had another woman, another girlfriend. So he ran off. And then there's another couple a couple years later. And when they went on the exact same cliff, in the shadows, someone was walking on the waters, and they climbed up the hill as fast as possible. Before they even knew, all they saw was a girl with blood all over her face.
Blood and water, maybe.
No, just blood. All
What,
over
she died
her-
on the rocks before she
Oh.
even touched the water?
all over her face. That's all they got to see of her. Okay,
That's the real Bloody Mary.
Okay, go.
My turn. Well, I'll tell you, my favorite ghost is actually a story about the original creator of Snarled and what she says is her uncle's experience, and it's called a Tikwi. This is my favorite ghost story from her channel, and it's because it's quite scary to me, frankly. It's not the scariest, but it's scary to me, like, psychologically a little bit. So the thing about the Tikwi is it has 2 separate halves, and at night it separates from its bottom half, and it flies with its huge wings to go find prey. And her uncle had experienced this and heard Tikwi, Tikwi, which is its call for its prey. And if you're its prey, you'll hear Tikwi. And you gotta watch out for that sound. Ooh, maybe it's coming for us right now. No, don't scare me like that. Don't scare me like that. I swear, I will hurt you.
I swear to God, I'm gonna make you pee your pants one day.
Okay, and so the thing about the Tikwi is that it follows you, and you hear it getting closer, right? And so he went to this station where he was waiting for a bus, and there was a guy sitting next to him, a full-grown man sitting next to him, as he was a child at that time. And the full-grown man looked at him like he had seen it too, or not seen, but heard it too. And they were both getting a little bit scared. But he got on the bus and he heard it going farther and farther away. And then he heard someone the next day say, "Well, that's lucky of you to get away. 'Cause you see, with the Tikwi, they are master deceivers. So the farther away they sound, the closer they really are." That's the end of my story.
Okay, folks, that's all. Thank you. Oh, and if you want to, like, cool your mind off, just Watch, just do what I'm about ready to do.
Oh my gosh. Not everybody is as flexible as you, okay? Stop showing off.
I'm not showing off.
You are so showing off.
I just need to pop my back.
Uh.
I just needed to pop my back. Okay, thank you. Okay.
You're welcome. No, you don't touch my phone anymore.
You're blinding me.
Yeah, that's a good thing. You're blending me too. What are you doing? Hi. Now we're both blind. just following you with my screen in my hands.
Can't find me if I'm under the blankets.
Oh, I so can't find you.
No, you can't see my face.
I can't find you at all.
Yes, you can, Ayla.
Here's my foot. You see that?
Foot off the leg. Stop kicking me. Ayla, stop kicking me. I'll punch you in the boobs.
Oh wow, you said that to YouTube.
Don't give a shit. See how they like that?
I swear you keep going like this and I will pop your bra and then put the camera in it.
Yeah, no. No one's gonna see that.
They will if you keep going. Never mind.